Me and my girlfriend are trying to get a car. You think like, oh great, let's get a car, and you go on the website, you could pick a car kind of like you can pick out like a shirt or whatever, or a pair of socks. But turns out like cars are meant to like break. I had no idea. And most cars are just like fucked. They're just like fucked cars. Like getting a new car is kind of like having like a baby. You know, brand new baby, your wife's pregnant or whatever, and you just get the baby. Buying a used car, it's kind of like getting like adopting a child, you know? But like the child isn't like, you know, young. It's like you're adopting like a 40-year-old man who's been smoking for the last like 18 years. He can't really get up, you know. He's got a hip problem, you know. He's got like gingivitis. He's like a little stinky. You don't know where he's been, you know. He's got like bad gas. He's just a piece of shit. But you gotta deal with it, right? And then you clean him up. You make sure you gotta love it. I don't know. There's a weird analogy. The analogy is basically that I'm driving a 40-year-old man. And then once you're done with that old man, you sell that old man to somebody else. But at that time, they're like 78 years old. Basically selling a war vet. And also, you're just like touching like the guy's like car where his hand's been. He's maybe banged someone in the back seat. Probably jizz all over the stereo. He jizzed on the stereo. No one prepares you for how annoying and awful it is to find a car. Like we go to this one dealership and we find this really cool like Volkswagen Passat. It's a big old hatchback. We're like, god damn, this fucking car is amazing. We're driving it and we're like, okay, we're gonna buy this fucking car right now. We just need to get it inspected. We go to this mechanic like down the road from the dealership, and we go and we're like, hey, we can get a car inspected. He's like, yeah, come bring your car right now. It's like, where's this dealership? I'm like, oh, it's down the road. And the mechanic was like, is it from those Chinese guys? I was like, yeah. Why are you saying is it from those Chinese guys? He's like, I know those Chinese guys. And I'm like, okay, good to know that you know those Chinese guys. Like, you just want to let me know that he knows those Chinese guys. And I was thinking like, oh, maybe he was trying to hint that they sell like fucked up cars. But then I was like, do they sell bad cars? And he's like, no, they sell pretty good cars. And I was like thinking like, why the fuck is he? What? So I get the car, we go get inspected. Everything is fucking perfect other than one little fucking oil leak from the front of the car. And we're like, Jesus Christ, there's a fucking oil leak. And because I don't know anything about cars. Like everything I know about cars is like what people fucking tell me to know about cars. Like I'm like, oh, is an oil leak bad? He's like, well, you know, it could be anything. It could be the oil from the engine, and then there's fine, and it could be oil from this or that. And I'm like, how much oil is in this fucking car? So it all fucks up. We go to the dealership. We say like, listen, there's a problem with the car. We won't buy the car unless you repair it. And in my head, I'm thinking like, this is gonna cost like $1,000. Like we're fucked. Like we're dead. You know, like. But then I go home. My brother said like, oh yeah, like we could see what the problem is. It only would cost $20 to see what the problem is. And I'm like, why the fuck didn't any? Because then we could have decided if we wanted to. What if the problem was like $100 to fix? I would have fixed that. It was slow down, Gabriel. Drink the beer. This is what drinking is, though. You're just basically like hanging out with a guy that complains all the time.